In today's video, we need to talk about Cole Palmer because I think a lot of us were wrong about Cole Palmer. Now, I always thought he was a good player, but I didn't expect him to go to Chelsea, win this many awards, win this many Man of the Match awards, and he's only going to get better. But I look at the whole situation, and this is Fabrizio Romano's tweet, August 30th, 2023, when Chelsea signed Cole Palmer. Terrible signings. Chelsea fans were getting gassed up for Musiala and Wirtz, and ended up with Palmer. I'd probably take Palmer over the other two now. I think Musiala's a baller, but Palmer's proven in the Prem. This is the most pointless transfer ever. The English Havertz. The guy ruined his football career. 45 million. City are corrupt. 45 for who? 45 million. 45 million. 0 Premier League goals. Strange deal. City wouldn't sell him if he was good. No goals. 40 million. This is City's ball boy. I mean, the response when Chelsea signed Cole Palmer was crazy. Now, I thought 45 million, that's quite a lot for a guy that hasn't played a lot, but I was also like, this is one of City's most talented players, and he has potential to be great. But I think everyone knew Cole Palmer's got potential to be great, but I don't think anyone predicted that Cole Palmer was going to go to Chelsea, smash records, win basically every. Apparently, Lee Carsley wants to centre the England squad around him, so it'll be interesting to see how he does with England tonight. And I have to say, in this video, we're going to talk about how Maresca's going to use Palmer, because Maresca's going to use Palmer in a different way to Poch, which I think is going to take Cole Palmer up to another level. And we're going to talk a little bit about Chelsea. So please do go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already. And of course, subscribe down below if you're new. But these are stat leaders since Cole Palmer joined Chelsea. So the 30th of August, 2023. Only De Bruyne and Rodri beat him for a higher SofaScore score rating. And sometimes your SofaScore score rating is higher when your team wins. Regardless of individual performance. So, Chelsea did not win as much as City, to give Palmer fairness in that. Only Haaland beats him for goals. Haaland only has 7 more goals than him in a team that scores a lot more goals. Assists, he ranks third, joint with Watkins. Perfect player ratings 4. Nobody else has more than 4. A couple people have 1. Most goals scored in a single match, 4. And then Haaland's also scored 4. And then goals from outside the box, only Phil Foden has got more. So he's leading a lot of statistics. One thing about Palmer is he can take penalties, he can take free kicks, he can score from inside the box, he can score from outside the box, he can score a perfect hat-trick, he can assist, he can play really good long passes, short passes, he can break lines, he can transition, he can make runs in behind. Palmer basically can do everything you want. And he's now England's Men Player of the Year. I think he has been the best English player in 2024 in terms of what he's done. I would have actually given him Premier League Player of the Season over Foden, because I think Foden actually started quite poorly at Man City, but then towards the back end of the season, he got really good. But I don't think Foden was Man City's best player. It was Rodri, and Foden has the system great around him. I thought Cole Palmer, what he did at Chelsea last year, was actually better than what Foden did at City last year. But I think Foden's just got the best PR. Arguably could have won Player of the Season in the Premier League. And although he didn't start for England at the Euros, and he should have started for England at the Euros, if this award is not just based off what he's done for England, but what he's done in a whole for club and country, very well deserved award. If you look at most goals and assists in the last 10 years for Chelsea, he's played 39 games for Chelsea. He already has 43 goals and assists. Like, to put that into context, Havertz had played 91 games and got less. Pedro played 137 games to get 2 more. He could be Chelsea's all-time, top goal and assister in the Premier League in the last 10 years, out of all these players. Maybe not all-time. Maybe if he stays at Chelsea for his career, he could be, to be fair. But that's crazy. Like, he's nearly halfway to what Eden Hazard did in, 4 times less games. And Eden Hazard is, Chelsea's best player in the last 10 years. It's ridiculous, those numbers. And it's not just like he's stat padding and, and all of that. Like, he's good. He's good to watch. He's a good player. He's brilliant on the eye. He's won all of these awards for a reason. Like, Premier League Player of the Season, Player of the Month, Young Player of the Season, Player of the Month, Goal of the Month, Chelsea Player of the Season, and Player of the Seasons, PFA Young Player of the Season, England's Player of the Year award. I mean, he absolutely deserves it. As a Manchester United fan, what Cole Palmer's done is absolutely insane. I would do anything for Cole Palmer at United. All of these man of match performances in the last year as well against all of these teams. He's been phenomenal, because it's not like Cole Palmer was playing for Prime City where everyone around him is really good and it's really stable and the system is perfect. Cole Palmer took a risk. He's seen that Chelsea have been a mess, and he went to Chelsea and he said, I don't care that maybe I don't have the best players around me. I don't care that they're buying a lot of young players. he had this confidence that he knew he was going to go to Chelsea, he was going to get into the team, and he was going to play well. And he made himself the main man. He does not care, Cole Palmer. He came to Chelsea when he could have played it safe and stayed at City. He took a risk, and that risk paid off. He went up levels at Chelsea. He became the main man at Chelsea. He had that confidence and belief that it doesn't matter if Chelsea aren't at the best. I'm a good player. I'm not going to make excuses about the players around me. I'm going to go to Chelsea. I'm going to play football, and I'm going to prove City wrong. And that's what he did. And if you look at Cole Palmer's statistics here, and I haven't even spoke about how Maresca is going to use him, first for goals, first for assists, first for non-penalty goals out of all the Premier League midfielders this season, second for average pass length, second for key passes, third for expected goals, third for shots, third for goal conversion, fourth for expected assists, fourth for shot assists, fifth for passes into penalty area, sixth for accurate progressive passes, and seventh for successful attacking actions. If you compare him to all of the players in the Premier League his age or younger who play in the attacking midfield role or midfield in general, he ranks first for expected assists, key passes, average pass lengths, passes into the penalty area, shot assists, crosses, offensive duels won, goals, non-penalty goals, goal conversion. Cole Palmer's statistics are ridiculous. It's crazy how good he's been. He's even second for things like shots, expected goals, third for acceleration, fourth for progressive passes, fourth for progressive runs, fifth for passes into the final third, sixth for crossing accuracy. What Cole Palmer's done has been unbelievable this season. And he has a very different role. Under Poch, you can see he played as an attacking midfielder, a winger and a centre-forward. I felt that he played more as a winger, but it's a bit of a 50-50 split. He has got 20 goal contributions in 21 games as an attacking midfielder and 18 goal contributions in 20 games as a right winger under Poch. I always felt that he played more on the right wing or went to the right half space more, but it was a bit of a mix. But under Maresca, he's been playing a lot more centrally. He's been playing as a number 10, but almost sometimes being allowed the freedom to be a centre forward. He's got this free role where, depending on the game state, he can act as a centre forward, he can act as a right side of number 8, and he can act as a number 10. Maresca's built his system to revolve around Palmer. Now, Palmer, number 20, he's almost the furthest forward Chelsea player on their sort of average position map. And Chelsea set up in this 4-2-3-1, but they then sometimes go into this 3-3-4 shape. Gusto will be moving normally to invert into the midfield. And that means that Gusto will move in and invert on the right side. Enzo kind of comes back as a left eight on the left side, and that gives Palmer the ability to push up when needed. But if the fullbacks are not inverting and they're overlapping, then Palmer will drop deep as an 8 to receive the ball on the right-hand side and ping those passes in, which is what he did versus Brighton, because the Brighton press is difficult to beat. And the whole system at Chelsea is sort of revolving around Palmer and what he does. And the key aspect of the setup, I think, is to use Palmer in the false nine positions when they can, Gusto inverting, because Palmer's output in the final third when he's up the pitch is incredible. But also Palmer will have the license to drop this as a left number 8, receive the ball, get it from deeper, and help with ball progression, help with creativity, help with unlocking those lines to make things happen at Chelsea. And as you can see, Enzo's heat map very, very left-sided this season. So what is Maresca's plan for Cole Palmer, and why do I think it's absolutely genius? Well, first of all, he operates as a number 10 with the freedom to drop in the right half space and stay high as a runner. Like I said earlier, in the game that he scored 4 goals, he was running in behind at times. In the game versus Brighton, he was dropping deep and playing in some really good, but not Brighton. The game versus Brighton, he was dropping deep and playing in some really, really good balls. If you look at him and you look at Chelsea, the way they're set up, they've got Sancho, Neto, and Madueke. Now, Sancho not so much, but Neto and Madueke are runners. They are quite reliant on their pace, and having someone like Palmer to facilitate them is probably what Maresca wants. Palmer has the ball in the middle of the park. Jackson's running down the middle, Neto down the left, Madueke down the right. Palmer's going to be able to find those runners with his vision and his technique to execute those passes perfectly. Sancho will also be making those runs. So Palmer, I thought his goal numbers could go down this season, although he just did get 4 in one game versus Brighton. But I think Palmer can break the assist record because there's also all the runners around him. So sometimes Palmer will stay high and be the runner, but sometimes Palmer will get the ball and there's going to be instant runners behind him, whether he finds Jackson behind, Madueke, Sancho, Neto. You know, his assist record has proven that, his statistics back that up. And I think the whole system now is Palmer as the 10, he's got the freedom to push forward in certain games, but he's going to be finding the runners, he's going to be facilitating the wingers, he's going to be the guy that makes the team sicker, makes all the attackers around him better. And I think Chelsea's attack has been one of the best attacks in the league this season. It's just been flowing so well that, you know, you can see the team's built around Palmer. When they've got Neto, and I don't think you've seen the best of Neto at Chelsea, but I do think Neto's pace, acceleration, his ability to create, his ability in counters and transitions, I think he'll start making those runs. If you actually look at the assist he got versus Wolves, how quick he ran from one end to the other to be involved in the play, I think Palmer's really going to thrive off that. Madueke is a guy that got got 11 goal contributions in 19 starts last season. His output seems to be getting stronger. Got a hat-trick versus Wolves. Direct, likes to take people on. You give him the ball, he'll dribble. He can be a bit selfish at times, but I think it's a lot of it is just now his confidence to take those shots and make those runs, which confidence can do a lot for a player. And then Jackson's always going to be making those runs in behind. He can carry the ball well. We've noticed at times that Jackson has dropped deeper and Cole Palmer's run advanced and beyond Jackson, because Jackson has the ability to drop deeper and pass in Palmer. But sometimes when Palmer in games will have the ability to almost stay as a number 9, where Jackson will drop deep, dribble with the ball, play it into Palmer. And Palmer and Jackson have linked up well. And to be fair, Jackson has got 17 non-penalty goals, which is more than Salah since the start of last season, and a lot of them have been assisted by Palmer, and a lot of Palmer's goals have been assisted by Jackson. They seem to be linking up well, and Jackson's already on 6 goal contributions for the season. But Maresca's basically using Palmer as this 3-man, which is going to just take him to another level this season, where he's got runners off him, but also he's going to have the license to push further up and people to find him, which is absolutely insane. And if you look at Chelsea, they're 4th in the league. They've scored loads of goals. They've been one of the most exciting teams to watch going forward, and they deserve to be where they are in the league. Maresca's doing a great job so far, and Cole Palmer, wow. I think we were wrong about him. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe if you're new. Bye.